Yeah, about that. So I think we are
Nope, it's gonna
live.
mess up. I'm calling it.
What's
Nope,
that?
it's gonna mess up. It's gonna mess up. Watch. It does this to me every time. It pulls it live like, oh, it worked!
It worked.
We're live. Nice.
Yay!
Good job, Savvy. You're
There we
hosting
go.
from now on. You're not allowed to not be here.
Right, okay. So anyways, hello everyone, and as you can hear that, I'm back after me 2 race absence because of other stuff. But here we are, we're back again for the Btcc Blueprints with STDash Designs. Season 11, the penultimate round of the championship, coming to you live at Sardegna. I am already said my name is Sean, and joining me back in the booth with me is a guy who said he doesn't want to let his children watch any big band performances on TV because he thought there's too much sax and violins. It's Jerry. How you doing?
I mean, if you're gonna be gone for 2 weeks and come back with something like that, you might need to take more. That was a good one. I like it. That was
big
a really,
band
that
performances,
was thought out. You worked on it.
Sax and violins, sex and violins. There you go. Anyway, so
I liked it a lot. I'm good.
Yeah, I am. So yes, we're getting into the tail end of the championship now, where every point is critical, and we're just looking here at Adam Piper, but he did a very costly mistake that's really dropped him down the championship order, down to 4th in the championship. Explain to the people who didn't watch last week what he did at Blue Moon last week.
Well, he messed up a lap, and it was either turn around and go back and try again, or don't get another lap in. So, you take the penalty on this one, but realistic, I've kind of thought about it. I'll have to see if there's some requirement. He's currently on super softs. My guess is he just runs mediums first race, and who cares, right? It helps your qualifying in the race, if I remember right. He did end up, I don't know. Actually, I think he maybe didn't. I don't remember. But regardless, it didn't have a lot of chances to harm anyone on the track because of the way ghosting works in the game. But it is super, illegal. So it's like a punishment, but I mean, as long as he can qualify on mediums, it doesn't make a difference. Now, if he gets forced to qualify on softs, yeah, that was a really dumb idea, but I'm pretty sure he knew that when he did it. No one turns around and drives backwards halfway around a track thinking, this is the best idea I've ever had. No one's gonna see this. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it's really compromised him for the championship because he's now sitting 4th in the championship, as I will tell. He's just clipped the wall off of, I believe that was turn 4. The championship is it's looking very interesting. As far as I've known, it's the Team Parker boys that have dominated the 2 meetings, sharing 3 wins with each other, and it's now Edwards that's now the championship leader on 151, the defending champion Tompkinson on 151. So there's 8 points separating those two, and then you got Ethan Graham, the second driver of the Team Parker, on 144, and Piper's disqualification is putting 1 point behind Ethan in the championship, and you got Rob Adams in the Laser 2 Mazda sitting on 137. Then there's a bit of a gap with McEwen on 113, so there's about 24 points separating McEwen to Adams, but there's 22 points separating the top 5, and this is the penultimate round of the championship, and as I said, every point is vital because this race could literally make or break your championship.
Who did you say was in first?
Edwards. That's this guy, Vulcan. He has now changed his gamer tag, as I've just noticed there.
Edwards went from 3rd to 1st after last weekend because of how hard he dominated. Who's in 2nd?
2nd is Tompkinson on 151.
Okay, so he held steady.
Just looking at
compared to last week.
Oh, sorry, that's Thomas Walsh. Sorry, my bad. There is Tompkinson there. And I mean, this is a track that's going to probably favour the Lexus with their straight line speed, considering how long the start-finish line is. So, and I don't know compared to the BMWs around here, but this could be a Lexus dominated track.
Let's be honest. You go in a straight line, and then it's a decent little braking zone, and that's not even that hard a braking zone. You widen it up. It gives a couple racing lines. You got a bad runoff if you go wide, but really it's not that difficult of a little sweeper that you go through, and then you're just flat out again pretty much forever until you get to another little slight turn that's light braking zone that you're trying to keep your speed up as much as possible, and then you're literally just in a straight line again. Everything's just straight line speed into hard braking zones. So I don't even know that the car models matter once the race starts. It's more about keeping the slip with the cars, because if a group is getting pulled and you just can't do anything. Like, you're literally just waiting for him to make mistakes at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is as close to NASCAR as it gets on, like, I mean, if they could just make those 3 corners that you have to brake for and not brake for, it'd be NASCAR.
Let's have a bit of a moment there with Edwards and Tompkinson, the top 2 of the championship there, which allowed Tompkinson to get into the kitty litter. But, yeah, I think we are just getting a reserve because Tompkinson's teammate Nathan Myers has not showed up. Also, big welcome back here to Jake Hill. He's making his return. The last time we seen him was the last season at Fuji when he was battling with Nicholas Carl last season. Sorry, 2 seasons ago, I should say. And he slides his way through turn 4 and into the kitty litter he goes as well. And he is replacing Sean Cool
I feel like he may have replaced someone last week at Blue Moon. I might be remembering that wrong, but he may have last week as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch last week, you know. I was too busy having fun with my dog. Don't think dirty, but I was, you know. But anyway, we are getting ready for some qualifying in about a couple of minutes before we get the reserve driver. Who that might be? Might be Showler, because I heard Showler did pretty... Rob Showler, sorry. He did pretty decent at Blue Moon, he said.
So yeah, Showler has been quite fantastic out there. Running pretty solid middle of the pack, pushing towards the back middle. So it's like, I'd say he was probably battling. Wait, am I remembering this right? Was he battling for a podium? He may have been battling for a podium in his soft race, if I remember right. I mean, what I do remember about last week was Edwards dominated it. Like, every time he was on softs, it was like, guys, I'm at a different pace. Like, it was kind of comical how quick he was on those super softs. Like, may have had a few issues on, I think, the 3rd race and had to battle kind of back through it, but it just was really, like, once you have pace is king, and he had, like, a half second over just about everybody, it seemed.
Yeah, I think the last 2 meetings they were saying that it's been dominated by Graham and Edwards because they've shared 3 races out of the 6, and it's helped them for the team's championship too because they're sitting top of the table on a nice cushy 303 points. Then in 2nd place is Laser Tools, that is Rob Adams and Alex Austin on 257. The BTC Racing, that is Piper and Thomas Walsh on 223. And there is Showler, he's in here, so he is going to be Tompkinson's teammate for this race. Then you've got Power Maxed on 216, West Surrey Racing on 177, Motorbase on 162, and Accelerate Motorsport, the team of Clements and Ross, on 115. Now, I've actually just got told information from Liam, I think I'm allowed to say this, but for next season we are going to the 2016 models, so looking forward to seeing them, different colours and different schemes you'll see, so yeah, looking forward to seeing those cars out for next season.
Yeah, it'll be exciting next season, but, you know, we still got this round and the next round coming up to worry about before the 2016, so...
Yeah, there's already going to be some huge changes then for next season. I know Tompkinson is going to be leaving this, Sean Cool is going to be leaving this, Brian Ross is going to be leaving this, so we're going to see some new faces, I think, or maybe some returning drivers that we've seen before coming into this championship, so, you know, the more the merrier.
Well, I mean, back to Sardegna, I'm really wondering how much they're going to battle through all these S's, because like I was saying, it's flat out through everything.
It is, yeah.
And you have a lot of grip through a lot of those real fast areas that you kind of get overconfident when you start going side by side with each other, and so it'll be interesting to see if they want to try to really push through some of these corners, because one of the easiest corners to get some runs out of is that quick left-hand sweeper before all the S's, just because people miss that corner a bunch, you know, overcook it, undercook it, everything else, so...
This is it right here, looking on board with Brian. That's the left you're on about there. Now sweeping down in towards this. Fast S. Oh, flat out through there.
There's not a lot of room through here, but you can get side by side, so I wonder how much they're really going to push through it. It's real awkward, though, because you want to be on the left side of the track for this inside corner, usually, and it's just really hard to hold the outside on the corner before it. It's just so easy for them to come all the way across and just shut the door so that you can't, like, they can just get further left than you can, so... It's a really interesting little thing that works into it, but if you end up in that kind of a battle, you're going to lose forever, because that whole part of the track, you want to try to get as far right so that you can really get a good exit onto the straight, because while you're flat out through all of it, this straight's like Tokyo style. It's just straight forever.
Yeah. Just looking here at Rob Adams, sitting 5th in the championship. He is a championship contender coming into this, so he can't afford to make any sort of mistakes, as he's just passes Brian Ross on the inside through that left-hander and then into the flat-out S section. It's really... to me, this bit is sort of like Bathurst, but it's obviously wider. I just feel like it's a one-lane groove here, but I mean, if you're going to go side-by-side, you're going to lose a heck of a lot of time when the guy's in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be this race, though. Like, man, once the group in front of you checks out, they're probably going to check out. As long as they don't make major mistakes and keep slipping and aren't going side by side with each other, you're just going to lose time regardless of whether you're battling or not, because they'll be slipping and you won't. But I think it's just going to be a slipstream battle for a lot of it, just really trying to hold on to just the person in front of you, because yeah, if they start running consistent laps in front of you and you're just running you're just going to run the same laps. There's not a lot of time to gain and lose. I'm sure when qualifying comes and goes, the entire top 10 will be within a second of each other or something like that. There's just not a lot of time to gain. You're only really having to brake for a couple of corners, so you know, it's really about not messing that up, because as soon as you mess it up and lose the slip, that's kind of starting to set as high as you can go without help from the people in front of you. But it's Btcc, so you know, whoever's in front of you probably is going to hit someone and they'll spin out, and then they'll get into a fight with each other going down the straight or something. So there'll be time to gain, but realistically, once they get away, if they want to just line up and go, they're gone.
Looking here then at Connor Heron, he's just a debut into the championship, but he has done himself some real good favours here, you know, picking up very well as Piper slid his way through the hairpin last corner. And yeah, so Connor's done very well to set himself into the Btcc. First started racing, replacing Ash Sharp for one race around Spa. Did a thoroughly good job, and now he's replaced Ben Milton, who's unfortunately concentrating on other things, doing ACC and all that. But Connor's done very well.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good battling. It's nice when you have people at your pace, no matter where it is on the track, and he's definitely filled in that group on the track, kind of from anywhere in the very back of the field to, you know, top 10, top, you know, 8 area, and so it's always good to have it kind of fill out all the way through, so the gap just doesn't get bigger and bigger from people at the back, and he's done fantastic there. And then I think it was... Man, I'm trying to remember. I might be getting mine confused. It may have been a GR3 race I was seeing, but then there was one track he was racing in the last 2 or 3 weeks where his pace was just phenomenal. Like, just looking podium, looking win-style stuff for a while. So, I mean, he's definitely getting faster and faster and just getting more and more consistent. So, it's been fun to watch him battle with everybody. It'll be nice to see, you know, what he can do. I know he's got a challenge right there, you know, with, I think it's like Ross and Sharp and Myers and Thomas that are all kind of battling each other in the standings right now. So it'd be nice to see where they show up.
Looking here then at Alex Austin, he's only just a 10th off the fastest time at practice. As Liam is starting the qualifying, so finally we're going to get the first race of tonight underway.
You gotta find your teammate for qualifying. Like, they have to be like your mediums teammate probably just needs to follow your soft teammate on this round, because like, you need slip as much as you can, and it's enough that you could maybe even, like, I don't even know. I have no idea what the strat be here. I haven't thought about it enough, because then if the mediums gets ahead of the super softs, that would be terrible. Maybe you just try to find someone on your tires. Oh, that is a lot of mediums.
Yeah, there's a bucket load of people going out on mediums. I'm just going to go through all the drivers here. So it looks like that McEwen is going to start this first race on mediums. Behind him is
exactly
Rob
half
Adams.
The field.
Yeah, pretty much there. So Adams is on the super soft, so he's going to maybe go onto the medium tyres for the second race. Next in line there is his teammate Austin, who is going to start on medium tyres. So I'm just trying to find his name on this list. So yeah, that's 3 drivers I've seen that are on there. There is Schauler, the replacement for Nathan Myers. He's going to start on super softs. Championship leader though, Lewis Edwards, he's going to start on mediums.
Is Adams going to pull the whole train? Didn't even try to give up and get back and slip? I think he's just going to pull everybody on this first lap. He might be just
probably
ahead
will.
of Liam.
It's a
I think Liam might be
train.
just out of it. Oh, I think he's in it. I think Liam gets... Yeah, I think Liam's definitely in the slip.
Liam's going to be in the slip.
It's definitely pretty close.
Just looking
I think this qualifying is about holding that slip, but not losing any time. So you got to like really try to manage that gap to the car in front of you.
Right, so I'm just looking then through the Hyundai boys, and it looks like Brian is going to start the first race on the medium tyres. So I think that's... I've got at least 7 people. Yeah, I think that's right, yeah. So I found
exactly
out 7.
Half the field.
Yep.
So, I mean, what I'd expect to see is, you know, half the field run mediums this race, half the field run mediums next race, and then the whole field be on super softs for the final race, which would be awesome. I mean, that's just fantastic. But I don't know, you might see... I'm trying to think if there'd be any reason to wait for the last race on... Maybe, but I can't think of too many good ones as everyone starts to come across. Ooh, Rob's holding on to the pole. Oh,
Piper's got it. Piper takes it there with a 55.8. We have seen quicker though.
To run a lap with no slip and still hold into about second, maybe third. Anyone gonna pass him? Yeah, hold second with no slip. That's a quick lap. Like, that's really putting down your time.
Liam and that lot were thoroughly impressed with the pace that Rob and Alex had around Blue Moon, because it's a very much, you know, powerful, dominant sort of track. And I think in one race they managed to put their Mazdas, it's not really the fastest, they put it on first and third, and it really impressed and surprised a lot of people that was in the party chat. So it wouldn't surprise me, you know, with Rob putting that Mazda in second place, the Lone Ranger, if you will. But yeah, he's only just a 10th off, but he'll probably go faster maybe on this lap. He did run a little wide on the hairpin. He did go a little faster, but not that much. More time still setting the way through.
That probably scared Piper because he saw his name pop up there, but then somehow it wasn't a 10th enough to pass him, because you know who you're challenging. You know who's about, like, he's literally the first person across, so you know he's going to be the first name to possibly come up, and then it just flashes, and you're like, oh, crud. Oh, no, he didn't beat it. You see everyone started to get their better laps in, it looks like, on the second one.
Yeah, that's the medium races there. Jake going 56.7, and Austin, his good mate there, 56.5. And that will put them, that's put Austin in 10th and Jake in 13th place. But it is still Piper on the ball, followed by Adams. And then you've got Clements in third, as that was Edwards having a moment through the fast. That was that left-hander you were talking about before going down the swooping S-curves. And it's just moving out of the way for Brian and Sharp.
Like the second most difficult corner, the final corner being the most difficult. It just gets the car super unsettled, and you're trying to move like left and right and under braking.
Piper goes quicker, so sorry to cut you off there. Piper goes quicker, 55.6, and Adams was about 200 slower than Piper's time, but then Piper improved it by just nearly 2 tenths now. Got 37 seconds to go.
Final lap here. I don't think, I mean, maybe Rob could sneak another one in. I didn't really see when he crossed, but I'm pretty sure everybody else, this will be their final.
Yeah, this will be their final lap, and I think Piper made a mistake. Big showers right into Tompkinson. He's the first of the medium tyres, 7th place. He's actually faster than I believe it was Ash, who's on the super softs, as well as Austin. Austin in 8th place on those medium tyres too. 10 seconds to go until the end of qualifying, and it looks like Piper will get the pole position. And I think that will be much redemption after the going the wrong way, as McEwen improves to 56.5. Ethan Graham improves too, up to 5th place actually for Ethan. That's good.
That's a good place to start.
Thomas also improves, 56.5. Sharp improves up to 8th place. Oh, Jake goes to 7th, 56.2, and he was the quickest of the medium tyres.
Yeah, I was like, that's impressive. That was a huge jump. It was looking for a second there like he was having some trouble finding some pace, and then just bam, right there at the end. So
yeah, half a second quicker than his previous last lap.
Mediums, how far am I going to scroll before I see like anything that's not 0.0? I mean, this is insanely close.
Top 13, less than a second. And that's 6 drivers starting on the medium tyres. That is competitively closer. That's normal touring car racing. That is a qualified.
Yeah, I mean, these softs, I mean, we're seeing 0.009 gaps, 0.074, 0.010, 0.013. I mean, yeah, so, I mean, it's what's to be expected. Everyone's going to be all over each other, which means, you know, I mean, hopefully, that's why you try to drive big cars, because you're going to have to probably push your way through some people.
So championship point then to Adam Piper, puts him level on points with Graham, sitting now joint third. But here we go, first race of round 13 of the championship, the penultimate round at Sardegna. It's Piper, Adam, Schauler, Clements, Graham, Heron, Jake Hill, then Tompkinson. God, it's been a while since I did this. Sharp in 9th, Austin in 10th, 11th is Edwards, the championship leader, Thomas Welsh, Liam McEwen and Brian Ross completes the field. 16 laps around this short track. And lights on, 5 lights, and away we go for the first round of the night. Looks like the Lexus has got a really good jump. They're 3 abreast, then going in towards turn 1. Looks like Schauler's up at the second place already, nearly getting squeezed off by Piper. They're going to be side by side going into the first corner. Lexus 1, Lexus 2, and Schauler, the replacement for Myers. And Piper tries to brave it around the outside and loses the lead in the process. May lose second, may lose fourth as well. So now it's Schauler, the replacement for Nathan Myers, in the lead.
Into first. Am I allowed to be a Schauler fan? Because I officially am right now.
Yeah, good effort.
Way to show up and just be like, nah, I got this.
Piper's gone! Piper's gone! Piper is gone yet again. And I think that's him down all the way down into 14th place. We need to get a replay of that and see what happened. But he just lost it, the left-hander. Oh, Adams gets into him, hits the gravel trap, and around he goes.
Lots of contact going into this final corner as they're like 19 abreast here. Jake ended up getting pushed way wide, passed by the entire field, so he's got to rework through that whole thing.
Just having a look then at a replay. Yeah, just runs right, maybe got a bit of collected too. And he goes all the way down into 12th place.
So driving pretty fast. So they're trying to go 4 wide into turn 1.
Oh my goodness me, and off goes Graham, off goes someone else too. I think that was a Ford, I believe that was, and I think he's been spun around, and it was McEwen. McEwen got spun.
So, I mean, it's going to be this problem, is like, someone caught a corner, almost came across the track.
Who was that?
That would have been dangerous. I didn't even see, they went by so fast. It was, I think, Ash.
Oh, was it Sharp? Okay, let's see where he is at the moment.
Section right there is little contact. This final corner with everybody is just going to be brutal.
Again, it was just on the exit, the left bump, the left-hand corner you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, Clements is over here running a fantastic race too in second just trying to hold on to that flip. So they've really, both Schauler, who, again, huge fan on this replacement so far, he's done a fantastic job in every series we've seen, so it's not a surprise, but what a start.
Top 2 of the championship side by side after the first series of corners there. Edwards on the inside, Tompkinson on the outside, 8 points separating those two. But it looks like Edwards has got the inside here, and up into 6th place now goes Graham. I don't think there'll be a cutback. Jake just touched a little bit on the grass.
Austin was right there. It was too dangerous. He'd have lost track position if it didn't work.
Yeah. Now then, Tompkinson's going to try and find a way or try and fake Edwards out of a move here as we go into the hairpin. And he's going for a move. Now Austin's on the outside. But the power of the Lexus. Oh, Austin gets pushed out wide. Careful for the pit wall.
That's polite to move over. I don't know what the rules are, but I would punch someone if they drove into that wall.
Here we go, Tompkinson having a look again on the inside. This is the power of the Lexus. It's going to really steamroll the BMW, but watch out for Austin. Will he go for 2 places in 1? No. Gets into Edwards, nearly kisses him into the gravel trap, and here comes Jake.
Well, the leads are still just kind of lined up, though, while they're battling back there. So, I mean, it looks a lot like Clements is just pushing everything he's got to keep that slip, but I mean, it just takes a little mistake, and then you can take him on the long straight as well, so...
Oh, Sharp has left the room. That's unfortunate there. Hopefully we'll see him back for race 2. It's just probably not gone well for him. Or the Motorbase Performance team has the other teammate. Liam is still struggling back there in 13th place.
A lot of positions. Tompkinson by a mile, it looked like. And not only was it Tompkinson, someone else in there. I think it was maybe Austin also followed him and, like, just... following the person in front of you, and he went wide as well, and then right up the inside goes Graham, Edwards, told you. Jake's going aggressive on the inside. I can't believe he didn't keep the door I mean, that's confidence to know he wouldn't be able to make the move and just kind of stay where you were. It looked like Jake was going to take the apex from him for a second.
Pretty much effectively a 6-car battle then for the 6th place. Well, actually, I think, Edwards and Jake have pulled away. It's really for 8 places. Piper trying to recover from the first lap there, making contact with Austin, and off into the gravel goes Austin. And that's a forceful pass there on Piper. And that put him in 9th position. But again, that'll probably be a steward's inquiry there because he did push Austin off the track.
Well, I mean, Clements must have heard me say he was having trouble keeping up because now he is all over Schaller. And somehow while they've been battling, it's allowed both Adams and Connor's even closing the gap down on him as well. So...
Oh, here we go. Is this going to be a move for the lead? Here comes Clements to the inside and takes the lead away from Schaller.
I think
Trying to
Schaller
go
may
for
have
the crisscross. No, he's got it. He's got it.
Shut it off.
Great defending. Try to hold off Schaller, but again, you watch the power of the Lexus. He'll probably breeze by the Hyundai. I think that actually too that the Hyundai's not too shabby on his radar as well. I'm trying to think back when was the last time Clements actually run a British touring car race. I can't mind.
I mean,
look at the top three nose to tail.
Him. Well, I mean, we've also got the leaders of the mediums. Thomas is leading the mediums in 5th place. I just want to make sure we notice that because I didn't even realize that Thomas is winning the mediums in 5th place right now.
Yeah, a good shout there too.
2 soft drivers who have fallen behind the mediums somewhere in here. So we got. That's why Piper's being so aggressive. He's a softs driver.
He's on the softs.
That's why he's just trying to push for everything he can get. Is because him and Graham need to get back by all these mediums drivers to even like somewhat recover this race.
Yeah,
and they're in a battle with each other while they're doing this.
I was just about to say, Thomas is keeping his nose clean, and he's just went through the right moments at the right time in his contact, and there he is up into a solid top 5, and seems to be holding his own there for the Btcc racing driver.
Race to go. Still a lot of time to go with, but I mean, so far it's really just like you said, every point matters right now, and this is like the time you want to score like every little point you can.
Yeah, and I'm looking here at Piper.
Really great start.
Yeah, Piper, especially after going off at the first lap there, he's trying to recover, made into the 9th position, but again, could be under inquiry at the moment with Alex Austin a couple of laps ago as he tries to make a look on the inside of Tompkinson at the hairpin. It's okay through there.
Oh, Schaller and Clements are still, doesn't look like Schaller quite has anything to go for. I think he might be comfortable just kind of like sitting in right now. I'm sure he wants to get away from Adams just because when you have someone right behind you, that puts a lot of pressure. Like, you don't complete a move, you probably lose the position.
Edwards a little sideways, clipping the curb off at the first corner, and then Jake Hill gave him a little love tap, but still no harm, no foul. Still Piper trying to find a way by on the inside of Tompkinson through this left-hander here, and that's Piper now made actually a clean pass into 8th position.
Oh, he tried to shut the door there on
and here comes Graham.
Well,
Graham side by side through Tompkinson. Oh, nearly gets into him. They're bumping and banging through the fast S section.
That is impressive. I mean, he needed to get that done. He had to keep up with as much of the softs as he could, and it worked, but... And he's still got the slip on Piper, barely, it looks like. Ooh, maybe not, it looks like. Oh, yeah, he does, okay.
Yeah, about a quarter of a second, but don't forget, he's on medium tyres, so he's got 2 races to go into the soft tyres. Piper's also, he started the race on the soft tyres, so he's got to get some ground doing here, like to try and catch up, at least to salvage a respectable finish. Now, they are catching up with Thomas, Adam's teammate, up ahead there in 5th position. I'm wondering if Thomas can probably play a team role, hold up Jake and Lewis to help Adam catch up to them.
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't be able to think that much. I'd just be looking for my brake markers and my apexes, but I've tried to hold up everybody, so I don't think that would matter. If I'm racing for position, I'm racing you for the position, that's for sure. Now, if we're not racing for position, sure, I'll let you by, but like, if we're in a race for position, you're not getting by for free. Like, who just lets people by, though?
Here we go again, Schaller to the outside of Clements, they're side by side going in towards the first corner. And again, the Hyundai holds its own, protects the lead, but he's under some serious threat, though, with Schaller and Rob Adams there, too. Rob sitting 5th in the championship. He needs any points he can. He knows that his other championship comrades are lower down.
Up, so this might become more traffic as he got
Oh, yeah, he does. He's lost a spot.
Into him.
Yeah, he's going to lose a hell of a lot of spots. We're going to have a look at a replay to see what happened. I'm guessing he outbraked the first corner.
Yeah, he just ran it wide coming out the end.
I must have. So he's down to 8th place. A very costly mistake there from Hedden.
I thought he was going to come out like in the middle of them and just end up breaking up the entire battle, but he ended up coming out at the back of it. So It's not bad.
Oh, look at the mess for 4th place now, and here we go. Thomas is going to hold up at least there. A whole bucketload of drivers there, heading taking a different line off the last corner. It is absolutely anyone's guess for 4th down to 10th now as we're on to lap 11 out of 16.
Dangerous. This is a 4-person slip train. If anyone messes
it's a 7-person slip train.
They're going to kill everyone. Yeah, but I mean, like 4 of them are like on.
Here comes Piper. Piper to the inside of Edwards.
Everyone was so scared. They all went to different parts of the track to brake.
Look at this. You got the BTC.
Oh,
you
got
oh!
Exactly what you said. He's just going to slow him down.
He is. He's going to let Piper go through. I called it.
Jake followed.
I called
he couldn't
it.
got down fast enough. Jake's getting through.
Look at this battle. You got BTC, you got WSR, and you got the Team Parker boys absolutely hammered and tongue for 4th place. And you got Tompkinson at the back of the pack. And now Jake wants 4th place.
Back up now. Tompkinson's caught back up now. What are the leaders doing? Are they still just following each other?
Oh, I don't care about the leaders. This is insane.
I'll let you know when the leaders do something, okay?
They're going to go 3 abreast here for 8th place. Corner on the outside. Tompkinson's going to get 2 places in 1 here because he's just past Graham. Nearly gets into the back. Graham nearly get into the back of him, but that's 2 places gained for Tompkinson. And now Thomas in 7th, but Piper's still leading this train for 4th place.
No, Liam finally got by Rossi at the very back, so off of last place. But the leaders have separated a little bit now. They may have actually lost slip on each other going down because they went a little crazy into turn 1. So the real battling right now, I think, is that 4th position back.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Schaller does not have slip, but Rob does have slip on Schaller, so they might be able to work their way back into it by the end. But right now they're kind of separated.
Oh, no! Oh! Edwards nearly got pushed off the pit wall, but Jake, I don't think Jake was going to give him any room at all.
I mean, you know, there's probably a difference between someone who does this professionally and someone who does it as a video game, because we saw one person kind of give the room to the person, and the other like, no, we're racing for position. You think I'm moving? I have this spot.
Did he mean?
Impressive. I'm still punching for running me into the wall. Let's not get this under confusion, but I would respect him for doing it. There's a totally different thing.
4th and 5th have may have pulled away, and now you got the Team Parker boys 6th and 7th, and then Tompkinson in 8th. So you got Piper and Jake Hill that's pulled away from this battle now. So it's a 5-car train for 6th place.
Well, and I mean, he's now in a battle for 2nd, so it's actually working for Clements, who is starting to check out up here.
Graham has run very wide off the hairpin, but he's got to hold on to that 7th place. And I mean, these two, even though they are teammates, they are championship contenders. Edwards still leading the championship, and Ethan is sitting 3rd in the championship. So I don't think there's going to be any team orders here. They're just going to battle out here.
I didn't even realize Tompkinson's battling both BMW drivers, so they're just getting wide, and it's making it almost impossible to find any way to get by.
Yeah, I mean, you got 6th, 7th, and 8th there. They're sitting 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the championship, and they're going hammer and tongue for 3 laps to go.
Against him, and there's just nowhere to go on it. Ooh, they didn't let him slip through there.
Oh, Tompkinson around the outside! Yeah, I think he's got it too. Or has he? Oh, Connor just scrapes the wall. My, oh my, this is some intense racing. This is only just the first race. I can't imagine what another 2 are going to be like. But still, Edwards holds on to it. Now Tompkinson has a look at the inside. Nearly makes a bit of contact with Graham. Sorry, that's it. Edwards, I think I'm doing the same as you now.
See?
2 laps to go.
Welcome to the club, man. Randomly changing it in the middle of the season.
Exactly. Side by side now.
To work their way back up to him, but there's still a little bit of a gap there. I mean, I can't tell if Adams is working or just trying to like put that pressure on to get a mistake out of Schaller, but they aren't doing anything too crazy, and the gap is working its way back down just slightly. So we'll see if they get close enough to make anything happen on the last lap, or if it's just a battle for 2nd.
Oh, Edwards, I thought he was losing the rear there going in towards that left-hander.
Connor's making the move on Thomas.
Yep, indeed, and he's got it. He's up to 9th place, so recovering from that mistake that he had a couple of laps ago, which cost him that 4th place. As we're now going on towards the last lap, and again, Edwards trying to go late around the outside of the hairpin, but he's going to lose a bit of ground, but he'll get some good speed off of the turn, and he is still within slipstream distance. 1 lap to go then for the end of the first race, and it looks like Clements is going to get a win here.
For Connor, he's got 2 people on mediums in front of him in 9th, and I think he needs to find any way to get ahead of him, because that would kind of negate the positions he lost and get him last place in softs, basically. Well, I mean, it looks like you say Clements has got it, but, I mean, we'll see how much he can close up under braking. It's probably... I mean, he's in slip here, but it's really dirty air through here, not really slip as much.
Yeah, I think if more than anything...
This last corner, there is a lot of time to potentially make up if you can get a good exit, but...
Nah, I think it's good now. Yeah, I think it's definitely good.
The left Yeah, I think he's got it locked.
Yeah, he's got it. He's definitely got it. Clements wins the first race. Schauler, the replacement driver there, gets a solid 2nd place. In 3rd was Rob Adams. Piper recovered to 4th place, but that incident with Austin could be in doubt.
Tomlinson and Edwards.
And who's going to win it across the line? It's going to be Graham, only just... Sorry, Edwards, by just 11 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, Thomas in 9th, Connor in 10th. Liam ended up getting up into 11th. Nice. We checked him with like 3 laps to go, and he was just getting by last place, so he made quite a bit of moves there at the end to try to negate some of that spin early on.
And there goes Brian across the line to finish in 13th place. And one retirement there, that was Ash Sharp, who I think he just got disconnected or something like that. But my, oh my, what a first race that was. And we've got another 2 more to go.
I mean, it's pretty much as you would expect. It's going to be a lot of side-by-side banging, which means you're going to see people who are in a recovery race. I think like you would know going into any battle that's just a pure slipstream into dirty air, corners. You're either going to be able to get through it clean, or you're going to end up in a recovery race. So, and that's going to lead to a lot of battling, because you're going to see people on the softs make mistakes and fall behind people on the mediums. The times aren't that different, and then have to spend the entire race battling back through and stuff like that. So. It was pretty fun to watch, pretty impressive to see all the different moves and styles, and I mean, no one really wanted to give much. Like, you could see they wanted to work with each other to try to catch up on the people because they knew how important slipstream was, but at the same time, there was, like, you look in the rearview mirror and you're like, but if I let one person work with me, there's 6 behind him, and I'm going to end up losing, and that's what happened. You'd lose position to 1, and then there would just be 5, 6, 7 more people behind him. And then you would just eventually filter in, and you'd have lost 4 positions, and you'd have only lost like 2/10, 4 positions.
Sorry, I was just going to type down the points then after this, because we're getting ready then for the second race. But here is the unofficial results then from the first race. Clements wins. I can't remember. I think that's probably his first win on the stream. I don't know. I think Chris will be watching the stream back or something. I don't know. Anyway, he gets the win. Schauler gets 2nd. Rob Adams gets 3rd. Adam Piper recovered to finish in 4th. Jake Hill replacing Sean Coe in 5th. Then you've got Ethan Graham, the first of the Team Parker Racing, in 6th. His teammate and championship leader Lewis Edwards 7th. Then it is Nathan Tompkinson in 8th. Thomas Welsh down to 9th. Connor Hedden could have had a solid top 4 finish, but then if he hadn't made that mistake at the first, I think it was at the first corner. Liam McHugh in 11th. 12th was Alex Austin. 13th was Brian Ross. And in last place was Ash Sharp, who unfortunately retired. So you can quickly talk about what will happen in the second race while I will try and fix the points. Also, fastest lap 2 was to Rob Adams as well, with a 55.6. So that is another bonus point for Rob Adams. So you can quickly talk while I try and do the championship points then for the start of this round.
Well, to predict what happens in the second race, the opposite of whatever I say is what will probably end up happening, because I have like the worst caster's curse ever. If I say someone's driving well, they instantly spin. Let's see here. I said that Clements looked like he was having trouble keeping up with who was it? Scholler. And literally, I look back 2 turns later, and he's closed the gap up and passing him already. So, pretty much whatever I predict would absolutely be wrong. But I expect to see the exact same thing we just saw, just on other tires, because they ran half and half mediums and softs. So I'm assuming those 2 groups are just going to switch and race each other again. Just this time, they're going to see who's faster on mediums and who's faster on softs. And then I guess at the very end, we'll see who is fastest on super softs. Is kind of what it looks like, unless there's any way someone would want to run super softs twice this race, like last race and this race, and then run mediums in the final race, but that would just mean you're racing more super soft people. That would make no sense.
Right, I have just done the championship for the top 5, and it is certainly very, very close. So Edward still leads the way unofficially coming into the second race. He's on 169 now. Adam Piper's back to second, 164 back. Rob Adams is now on 160. Ethan Graham is on 158, and Tompkinson on 157. So you've got 12 points now separating the top 5 in the points.
Whoa.
Going into the second race here, and this is going to be absolutely pivotal, this race, because I believe Piper will probably start this race on medium tyres. He said to me he's always started the second race on medium, so this is a must. You know, he's got to drive the race of his life if he wants to stay in touch with the other guys that are probably going to be starting on softs. I think because Edwards also, he's got rid of the mediums out the way. Tompkinson also has. I think Graham is going to go to the mediums for this race. So this is going to be key for Adam and for Ethan for the second qualifier.
Yeah, I think Piper's definitely going to make the most of his mediums, because that first soft stint got kind of bottled up and he had to like turn it into a recovery race, but did pretty well to do it. But I think it's the same kind of thing, hope that they do the same kind of thing on super softs that you guys did on super softs, where they just battle insanely and end up behind you on lap 2, and you can make up a lot of that ground on the mediums, right? There was a lot of people who had a lot of potential on mediums to finish pretty high, so if it's a similar race to last race where the super softs just kind of end up spinning, but they'll end up behind the mediums. But that being said, like, you can't get spun on mediums or anything, because like you'll end up way back. Definitely got to focus on keeping yourself clean through everything, even if it means losing a 10th, because if you end up going around again or getting caught up in something that you don't want to be caught up in this race, well, you don't have the super softs to maybe save you this race. This race you can maybe get back by a couple of people, but there's going to be a lot of people who there's just no chance at.
So I'm just going to go through all the drivers then. Oh, I know. So Adams is going to be on the mediums too. So I'm just... Oh, I've already got him. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's going to be the battle between Adams and Piper and Edwards and Tompkinson. And really, if they can both do well in theirs and battle between each other, it'll really come down to the final race when they're all on super softs together. To really determine how much of a split there is outside of, like, I don't know, if Piper spun around and ended up driving backwards in the race or something, yeah, then it wouldn't really matter as much, right? But as long as, they just don't completely come in last, it shouldn't make too big a difference. Because you should be able to easily make it up by beating people in race 3.
Yeah.
When everybody's on the same tire.
Well, actually, I've just noticed here there's only 6 drivers that's going to be starting on mediums. The only one that hasn't got onto the mediums yet is Sharp. So Sharp's going to go onto the medium tyres for the last race.
Did Sharp DC, is it possible they messed from the last race and forgot to switch them or something? That seems weird.
No, because Liam started the first race on mediums.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, lap times are coming through, and Tompkinson leads the way, a 10th quicker than Jake. Then you've got Edwards, Thomas in 4th, McEwen in 5th, Piper in 6th, and I think he's the first of those medium tyres. And he's going to get some help from his teammate Thomas, who ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you can see they're doing a little bit better job of trying to space. Last time some people were really close to other cars, and that's like just, you can't do that on a qualifying. You'll end up closing up and having to slow down. Williams backed out of his lap.
Don't go the wrong way.
That was giving someone slip or just messed up and moved out of the way, not to slow anyone down.
I just hope Liam doesn't go the wrong way, what Piper did last week at Blue Moon.
Yeah. Probably not.
More times coming
it's a
through
shorter
then.
lap, so you can get a lot of laps in pretty quick here.
Good lap time there for Clements, goes 6th.
There,
yeah, he just pushes Piper down to 7th place. Yeah, that is the quickest of the medium tyres so far. Austin in 8th, and he has
Austin's
not improved.
on super soft, so he definitely wants to. Yeah, Austin and Ash both want to try to find a little bit of time here since they are on those super softs.
Just looking here at Sharp, he's still with the Super Softs, currently running in 12th place. He'll definitely go quicker. 2 tenths quicker, so that will put him ahead of Adams in 11th, possibly ahead of Schauler too, for sure. Don't think he'll probably get quicker than Ethan Graham's time. In fact, Ethan goes a little quicker. And again, Schauler goes quicker. Edwards goes a little quicker, goes up to 2nd. So puts the Team Parker Racing into 2nd. It's Lexus 1. And Sharp goes 8th place there. So solid effort that from Sharp.
Yeah, and Edwards jumps up. That's smart. Tompkinson backed out a lap. That was very smart. Tompkinson's barely ahead of Edwards, who came around and caught his slip for the last lap. And Thompson is like, it doesn't matter. You beat my lap.
That's the qualifying limit there. He messed it up, so he's not going to get pulled.
I mean, don't forget, Jake's only a 10th back, and he's on a lap right now. So let's see if this goes purple. He's probably got a chance.
Oh no, he's 4 seconds down. No, he's not going to make it. It's going to be down to Thomas if he can do it here. He's been battling with a few other cars though.
I mean,
so
that's
will he improve?
Any battling make it pretty hard unless you just like nailed it and got no slowdowns through it.
No, he didn't improve at all. So it looks like
Rob
Tompkinson. Rob Adams improves to the 10th. Yeah, indeed he does. Nice effort from him, but it looks like Tompkinson is going to get yet another pole position for him, so that's another championship point, and now he's tied on points with Ethan Graham, so the top 5 now separated by 11 points now coming in to this second race.
Yeah, I expect the top 3 to be battling. I mean, the top 4 to... When is the battle going to stop? Probably the top 4, top 5 are going to be very tight right off the bat. Liam also typically has a lot of pace. I think I may have said this in one of the BTCCs that maybe he's quicker in the GR3s than GR4s in general, which, I mean, makes sense for people who like power cars and a little quicker, higher downforce and stuff like that, I guess. But he could also be right there battling on the Super Softs as well, as he's at the back, it looks like, of the Super Soft group. I guess Ash is further down on Super Softs as well, 9th.
Top 12 separated by less than, well, just about less than 9 tenths of a second. Again, very, very close. So here we go. Second race of the night, round 14 of season 11. It is defending champion Tompkinson, then Lewis Edwards sitting second, Jake Hill third, Thomas Walsh fourth. Then it is Austin, McEwen, Piper, Clements, Sharp, Adams, Graham, who was 12th, Schauler, Heron, and Ross. That completes the field as the lights are going to get on, and we are going to get ready for another insane 16 laps around Sardegna C. 5 red lights, away we go, and off for round 2, race 2 of the championship. Again, the Lexus will get off the line extremely well, and look at them all hugging to the inside line now because they don't want to be passed around the outside. Here we go, they're finding out 4 abreast, and GQ looking to the inside, bit of contact there maybe with Edwards. He doesn't want to be involved in this championship fight here because it is slightly, incredibly intense then between the 5 that are fighting in it, but it looks like it might compromise Jake because he might lose. 3rd place to Thomas Walsh. He's going to go around the outside of Jake, but not going to do it. That gets hit into the gravel, nearly hits the wall. Sharp also goes off wide there too, but McEwen is now up into 4th position. And Piper into 7th place now. And I think something else has actually happened further back through the field because I think Schauler's lost a lot of ground. So we didn't see quite catch up on what happened there to Schauler, who finished 2nd in the first race.
Sure, it's probably contact or something. Contact or a mistake that pushes you wide because he still got the slip on the back. So he just probably ended up off the racing line and just got passed by everybody like it happens on this track.
So far, relatively clean opening lap. Here comes Austin. No,
it's why you should always run first race on mediums, it seems. By the second race, everyone's figured out how it works, and they line up so much better. Where in the first race, it goes 6 wide into turn 1, like, every time. So it seems like whoever's on the Super Softs in race 1 end up in these crazy battles of everyone trying to pass everybody. And then when the second race comes around, everybody's settled down a little bit, and the Super Softs don't all spin each other out. And they get to have these kind of battles right here, as we see, like Liam all over the back of Jake right here, and, Tompkinson and Edwards battling as well. none of them are spinning each other out because they have that little bit of practice. So kind of bodes to running those mediums first, so you can save those super softs.
Something must have happened to Thomas Welsh on the first lap. He's down in 8th place. We did see him in 4th position, but he fell down to 8th place, lost a couple of positions.
Yeah, him and Jake were going side by side, and he ended up going wide through the
Oh, yes, of course, yes. We did. I did mention that, yes. I forgot about that. That's how my brain works. My brain's like a fish. But yeah, you're right. Anyway, Piper in 6th, and I think he's leading the mediums.
By these Lexus drivers.
Especially the BTC guys, and I think Thomas is having a look on the inside of Clements. He's not going to get it done there. There's a nice camera angle.
Oh, Ash goes way wide. Oh, almost takes out Schauer.
Oh,
so that's going to be a reset and have to catch up.
Disappointment again for Sharp. Here's a look again at a replay. So he was in a battle with Graham and Brian Ross and with Schauer, as you said. But again, just gets a couple of wheels on the gravel and around he goes. And again, it's that left-hand corner you were mentioning at the start of the stream. It's catching definitely Sharp out because that's, I think that's like 2 or 3 times he's had that mistake done.
Yeah, it looks like they're still pretty staying single file. It looked like both second, which is Edwards and Liam in 4th, kind of had a little bit of slip runs that they could have probably taken. You know, if it was like, let's say it was the penultimate lap or the final lap, I feel like they both would have been going for the move there. And they didn't go for it. And what was really weird is it was like Tomlinson and Jake both knew they weren't going to go for it because they both went super wide on their entries and just left it wide open. So it seems like they're kind of content to try to have their own little battles trying to catch each other right now. Is the more you battle, the harder it's going to be closed at 2 seconds down.
Connor's trying to find different lines through the fast part of the kinks of the fast chicane. Still looking at a 4-car train for 7th place. Clement's still leading that battle, then Thomas, and Piper's pulled away from this battle that's ahead of them. You got Connor at the back of the field. Then you got 11th place there, which is led by Ethan Graham. So like I think he's sort of struggling with these medium tyres, but he's still holding Brian further back, who is on the super softs, by the way. And he's trying to go around the outside of Graham through the first corner. That's a bit brave, and Graham says, no, you don't.
Yeah, so
and now here comes Schauer to the inside.
In the slip, the leaders right now are getting followed by people who are lifting going into the braking zone and just completely letting them know, no, I'll follow you. Let's get away from the people behind me. And at the same time, it seems like Liam's doing the same, like, no, I'm following you. Let's keep catching up to the people ahead of us. So we'll see if they finally break that up and start battling. Oh, it looks like Liam might be trying to finally make a move on the inside. He actually got the run. Does the Hyundai have any chance in a straight line against the BMW?
No, that BMW, he's got some grunt. He's got some grunt, that BMW. And again, all over the back, doing a bit of NASCAR-style bump drafting, going in towards the first corner.
And watch, he lifts early, yeah, it's the exact same thing. And up here, it looks like Edwards and Tomlinson finally started swapping and finally went for moves. They were doing the same thing, just following, like, no, just keep trying to get away from them.
Yeah, I mean,
a train back here. Piper's gotten away from it, but then Thomas, Clements, Rob, and Connor are all in a line.
Yeah, so Edwards is now into the lead. Then you got Tomlinson in second, being chased now by Jake. And you also got the Alex Austin in that Laser 2 Mazda in 5th place. He's there too, within slipstream distance there. So watch out for Austin. He can prop up a little bit of a surprise, but
I wonder if
Piper's still in 6th.
Or is he going to go for the move on the next corner? Or is he just going to like back out and just follow for a little bit?
Well, I think this is not a smart racing by both of them if they're going to defend here, because if they're going to defend or battling, it's going to allow Jake, Liam, and Alex to catch up. They should probably work together, build up a big gap.
They're not. It's so weird that they're not. They're like going over defensive on the draft, and the other person's following them, but then they're lifting off and opening the corner up, and that person's just like, yeah, I'll follow you because we don't need to worry about racing right now. Like, we just need to get away from this group that's closing us down behind us.
And Jake is catching. It's coming down 2.1 seconds now. So, I mean, if they're going to keep battling, like I said, it's going to allow 3rd, 4th, and 5th to really catch up here. And again, Edwards going defensive, going into the hairpin, and then you watch the gap between Tomlinson and Jake go down. Nearly less than 2 seconds. Now it is less than 2 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like, I wonder if he's going to try to make a move. Oh, he doesn't even go defensive this time, so Thompson does go up the inside. Now they're leapfrogging each other. It's more risky, but she would technically go faster.
Oh, something happened to Clements. What has happened to Clements here? He's got damage. Clements has got damage here.
You have to hit a wall.
Oh wow, he's got front, you know, he's got bumper, front left, and engine damage too.
There's a lot of places you can go off here where the curbs are a little bit pronounced. They sit up a little higher, and if you catch them wrong, they'll just throw your car across the track. And there are walls right along the track, so like you have enough runoff where you need runoff, but if you like just go completely sideways across the track, you're gonna hit a wall for sure.
Yeah, so the race one winner, they're not having a good second race, even though he is on the medium tyres. Tompkinson is back into the lead. So Graham is going to be reluctant to stay in that second spot. But what is the gap now? 2.4. So I'm wondering if Lewis is starting to maybe work with Tompkinson and have them duke it out within the last 3 or so-ish laps.
Well, it looked like, and Lewis didn't get the kind of run that Tompkinson got. But once that gap started really closing down, it seemed like, I don't know, if it must have been Tompkinson who may have noticed it, because he went for the move, and this time they didn't defend, they just leapfrogged, which, like I said, that's actually quicker to just let the person slipstream by you at full speed and then just get into their slip and just keep leapfrogging each other. It's the fastest way to go around a track, for sure. Hard to do, and it's kind of risky because it only takes 1 second for that person to go, yeah, we're not doing that anymore, and defend, and now you don't get let back by, so, like, you know, they're not going to let you back by at the last lap or something, so it's kind of tough, but it looked like once the gap started coming down that they decided, oh, as we see and I mean, behind them they're starting to battle now, so...
Oh yeah, Austin's down to third place.
Bigger and bigger.
Austin's gained 2 places and 1. Let's have a look there. Oh my goodness me, McEwen has just went a different line through the S's. And Alex Austin says, thank you, I'll just take third place. Nearly 3 abreast going into the hairpin.
Well, they're about to be 3 wide going in. Oh no, Lehman's up. Backing out, so Jake goes way wide.
Jake's
he goes
gone off.
Gravel.
Oh, he's nearly lost the rear, has he?
A lot of positions. Not where he wanted to be right there, so that's going to put him in whole different battles right now. It's honestly pretty quick catch considering I was 100% sure he's going to get passed by Piper and Thomas, but I mean, they're still going to be right there pretty quick. I don't know how quick he's going to be able to get up to full speed here. It can be hard to catch the corners at the full speed with the dirty tires and everything, and you can kind of just... Although if you have no tire, I'm sure dirty tires still exist without tire wear.
Yeah, there's no tire wear in this then. Just looking then, because I was looking at this for about a lap or two, was this inter-team battle going on between the BTC racing, with Piper leading the way with Thomas. Even though Thomas is on the faster tyre, I'm wondering if Thomas is still playing the team role, like what he did in the first race, to let Adam Piper go by. But it looks like Thomas is definitely going to stick it by his teammate to help Adam try and get that championship for that team.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Piper on the mediums all the way up into 5th. I mean, realistically, if you think of it from a team perspective, it doesn't matter which one of you is ahead of who. And, I mean, Piper on the mediums is crushing so many of the other medium drivers right now, and even beating multiple super soft drivers right now. So, it's not a bad place for them to be sitting anyways.
The next guy that's on the medium tires is Connor Head in 8th.
When I saw him catching up on Jake, I was like, well, they might be able to catch him, but like realistically thinking about it, if it's the mediums chasing the super softs, like that gap's no longer worrisome. It should be pretty safe outside of making another huge, like, you know, off or anything, just because of the tire difference. So it's not a bad place to be, and if Thomas doesn't think he can catch Jake, then this is perfect. Having your super soft defending for the mediums, he can actually move across the corners and do a bunch of other things that the mediums driver would be very limited on doing. You can take a much more narrow line on super softs.
I just realised that what Thomas was doing was perfectly legal. You can bump draft your teammate, and Thomas was doing that. So I'm thinking Thomas is definitely playing the team game, not letting to get by ahead of Piper, although he runs a little wide through that left-hander. And Clements is unfortunately retired, so he's come back in.
That's too bad. I just don't, I mean, there's just no way. 1.5 seconds pushing a mediums to, like, there's just no way that you're going to just bump draft 1.5 seconds over 4 laps on that's, like, because if this works, this should have been like the strat the whole time on any kind of, like, slipstream thing, just to find your mediums and bump him all the way around the track, because you can keep him at your pace. I mean, I have to look and see, but I mean, he's not running that far off Tompkinson. Less than a second, which I guess is the qualifying pace, so Maybe not. I mean, you'd have to be getting bumped everywhere. You'd have to have the super soft guy really pushing you, I think. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that gap's continuing to go up. It'll probably just keep going up unless Jake drives off again.
Let's have a look then at Jake.
Liam's trying to get back by Austin.
Alex there, yeah. And again, Alston going defensive. He may have run wide at the hairpin. No, he didn't.
That's why trouble. I bet you Liam got a better launch, though, because he got it opened up right, and he wasn't on the defensive line.
No, and he's got a good run here. Let's ride on board then with the Season 8 champion.
He's going to be done soon.
He's going to go for... He's got the overlap here going into his first turn. And I think that is a position gained for McEwen. Looking at the rear. Oh, was Austin trying to hang it out on the outside? No, he's gave it up. So McEwen in the third.
You get such a good angle on that inside, plus there's this little bump that kind of like rotates your car if you hit the apex, kind of like at the Nürburgring, right?
Yeah.
And if you're on the inside and you catch it somewhat right, it's going to angle you so well that you can shut the door on the outside person regardless of how well they're holding it out there.
Here we go then, 4 car scrap again for the 8th place, and now Connor Heron is holding off a hard charge, and Rob Adams and Ethan Graham and Brian Ross. Ross is on the super softs. The top 3, the 3 that are ahead of him are on the medium tyres. And don't forget, you've got Adams and Graham that are both fighting for the championship, sitting 9th and 10th respectively, as we're coming up then with about 2 laps to go, as I think that's Adams making a look on the inside the corner. And is he going to shut the door in Heron's face? As Graham gets pushed off! Graham got pushed there by Brian Ross, and I tell you what, Ethan will not be happy about that.
You know, I'm kind of excited to watch this Connor Herring and Rob Adams battle. He's been battling with the whole group, so he's getting better and better every race. So it'll be nice to see if he can find some positions.
My apologies there. I thought Brian touched Ethan, but he lost it on his own. So my apologies there. So Ethan's down to 12th place. Not good for Ethan, but like I says, he is on the medium. Just getting out of the way.
Fantastic race as well. He's up in 10th right now. He's on the super soft, but he's still doing a pretty good job right here.
Yeah, he could get an 8th
place.
He's
ahead of Schauler, who was literally, 2nd place last race on the super soft, so not bad.
I think this will probably
Connor's starting to make a move on Rob, trying to find anywhere to get an angle.
Oh, he's trying to.
He's going to try to go on the inside. Oh, he's going to get the exit here. He ended up running
Has he got the overlap?
Oh,
no, he lost the traction. He lost the wheels.
Ooh, I hate that feeling. He had the angle, but he couldn't get the traction to go.
Yeah.
But it's fine. The BMW straight line.
And now watch out for Brian.
Ross is right there. Ross could end up jumping up into 8th here if they keep battle too hard.
Yeah, he could do it there. This will be probably his best finish of the season here, but Rob's got to defend here to not lose any more championship points, because from 8th to 10th is 3 points. Literally 3 points. And that could be anything if Rob would win the would lose the championship by about that point.
Thompson's going to take this win. He's coming across right now.
Thompson is going to win,
From Edwards, so that's trouble for the leader.
And who's going to get the battle for the 3rd place?
Gonna make the move.
I don't think
he's going to end up getting it. No.
He is catching slowly, but it's not going to happen though. So McEwen gets 3rd, Austin 4th, JQ gets 5th position, Piper will get 6th place. That's a solid drive from Piper, even though he was the first of the medium tyres. Now, can Rob hold on? Yes, he can. And I think it will be Connor Heron in 9th place. Then Brian Ross, a nice 10th place for him. Schauler in 11th place. 12th goes to Ethan Graham. And here comes Sharp across the line in 13th place. Slideways across the line, 2 at that, and 1 retirement was the race 1 winner, Chris Clements. So this is going to make the championship even more competitive for the final round. So I will quickly do that while you talk about race 2. Good win there for Tompkinson, and that will be his, I believe that's his 3rd win of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Tompkinson and Edwards kind of got out there, and they had their pace that they were running together, and then you could really see that after that early spin from, I think it was Jake who ended up spinning, not like a huge spin, but just a light one that had him fall back from the leaders, and then Liam and him were battling, and it just, there was no real way to work together well enough to catch back up to the leaders ahead of them, while at the exact same time, like, really protecting the fact that you could lose 2 or 3 positions at any moment if you just let people by. So it's going to be real crazy seeing what I guess everyone but one person on Super Softs here in this race. So that'll be pretty crazy to see, because we've seen a lot of the laps be very similar. And we saw in race 1 that it was like half of the Super Softs and half the mediums like ended up wrecking because they were racing so close to each other. And now we're going to put like the entire race on, a 16 lap sprint basically on the exact same tire. I mean, this could be mayhem. I mean, usually in race 2, like I said, everyone's a little bit more calm. We'll see if they do that, but I have a feeling in race 3 they're going to want to gain as many positions as possible. And it might be one of those deals where, like, instead of seeing the entire group jump down narrow, we'll see them start to, like, almost line up in, like, rolling start formation narrow, like, already trying to get moves done on people. So we'll see how it goes. But, you know, we will have Ash is going to be on mediums, but I'm pretty sure every single other car is going to be on the super soft. So it'll be a lot of super soft racing.
And this is going to be big here for the top 5, not including McEwen, even though he did finish in 3rd place. But I think he's still too far back to catch up with the guy that's in 5th place. So, to my calculations, as the championship stands right now after race 2 tonight, Edwards still leads the way on 195. Then you got Tompkinson on 188. Piper on 178, Adams on 166, and Graham is on 159 after picking up a point in the 2nd race. So it's kind of spread it out a bit, but as you say, all of the top 5 in the points are going to be on the super softs, and this is going to be, I think hectic's going to be the word of the day of this race, I reckon.
Yeah, I have a feeling, like, and I mean, you do not want to be on the outside of corners. Like, I know that you always want, like, technically, you always want the inside, you know, it's hard to put it on the outside and all that stuff, right? But, like, this track has just the dirt runoff right on the outside of everywhere. It's like when you're racing at Laguna Seca, right? There's just dirt everywhere, and you don't want to be in the dirt because the dirt is instant. If you hit the dirt and just get right back on the, like, track, you lose, like, 1.5 seconds. I mean, but more often than not, you end up on the dirt, trying to recover it, spinning, hitting a wall, 360, and falling all the way back. So, like, yeah, it's really worth it on this track to fight over the inside, because if you're on the outside going 2 or even 3 wide, like, you have to back out of that battle or you're going to end up off the track. Like, it's just way too risky, because if you end up in the dirt once, like, whatever position you're currently battling for is gone, and you will no longer be able to get that position because you just went out in the dirt and spun. So, and it's really going to be interesting to see what they do with the... Because they're all in super soft step on person, so I would assume, like, for real, find your teammate and start bump drafting, slipstreaming. Like, we're all on the same tire here. Like, if your teammate and you have any kind of ability to bump with each other or do anything, like, this is the one to do it on, for sure.
I think I forgot about the fastest lap. Do you remember who got the fastest lap in race 2?
No.
I think it might have been Tompkinson. I'm not too sure. I forgot to look back at that, but I didn't include that. So if Tompkinson did get the fastest lap, he's on 189. So the top 2, 6 points then coming into the last round, the last race of the night. As then we'll go to Brands Hatch for the finale. I think we did the Indy circuit. Oh, and Tompkinson is just left. But he'll come back in. There wouldn't be any issues with that.
If he left and came back in, he probably got the pit bug. And he
didn't have the pit bug. No, he made a mistake. As we just saw, McEwen has made a mistake too at that left-hander.
I do like the confidence on the mediums. Since I'm the only one on the mediums, I don't need to qualify. We all know where this is going. I'm gonna go get a drink, maybe get a cup of tea or something, and just relax while you guys all sweat it out.
So here we go then. Adams, the first across the line. Now sitting 4th in the championship, but he is on those super softs. He did get a 3rd place in the first race, and a decent 8th place in race 2. But this is where he's got to go. Like, he's now 29 points behind Edwards in before the round 15. So this is a huge opportunity for Rob if he can get a good result and finish ahead of Edwards and Tompkinson and Piper in the championship to set up the finale at Brands Hatch. I think it's at the... Oh, but did we do the oval track? I can't remember. I think we did the Indy track in the first race, so it'll be the Grand Prix circuit for the finale, I believe.
Oh, Brands Hatch?
Yeah, Brands Hatch, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the full circuit.
I think Jake's going to be quicker. Yeah, indeed. Half a second quicker, actually, was Jake. Then you got Edwards up to the pole.
Man, Edwards has been rapid recently. Just flying.
And again, that's the help of his teammate Graham, who's in 5th place. Oh, McEwen goes into 4th. Clements in 3rd. Now they're going to help. I think they're going to allow a bit of teamwork. So now that Ethan is going to get the slipstream.
It looks like they're just leapfrogging each other. I don't know, because you wouldn't want to bump draft through this section, so, like, you're not really losing that much time by just... I mean, you're losing a little bit, you're going to make it up and through all this. So, look, yeah, they're purple.
Yeah, Edwards is purple.
Yeah, so he's pulling him to most likely a purple lap. And then, yeah, sure, you can bump down the start-finish straight, because it's just going to be a little bit quicker, and it's not nearly as risky. But that back straight, like, when you get that little gap, like, yeah, just let them through real quick, and you don't even lose time.
Well, Jake goes quick up to second place, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Edwards does improve just slightly, 11 thousandths quicker than Jake. Still Clements in 3rd, McEwen 4th, Thomas Walsh in 5th. 6th place, no sign of Piper just yet. It's not even showing in the top 8. He's not even showing in the top 11. He's actually down in 12th place. Here's Adam Piper.
Bad second attempt there. So, gonna have to find it here, or, I mean, they do have one more lap, so... They've got this one and another one.
Yeah, Piper, who got the pole in the first race before being took out in the first race.
The podium.
Yeah, Tompkinson in 3rd place. So he pushes Clements down to 4th place.
Alright, let's see how well... Because here's the lap where Graham's been pulled by Edwards for the entire lap. He has kept up with him. So if Edwards kept his pace up here like he's been doing so far, he's going to pull his teammate to a really good lap here.
And he can bump draft Edwards, and there he goes, up to the point. Team Parker 1 and 2.
He just pulled his teammate to pole. Let's go. That's pretty dope.
It's teammate 1 and 2. Piper goes 7th.
Can anybody else... But yeah, see, none of the other teams are working together. They're all just kind of doing their own thing right now.
I mean, it's smart.
I mean, that's what you get.
Smart.
That's what you get. They worked as a team. They get to start 1-2 if you can't find some pace somewhere on this lap. Oh, I mean, Jake's all over it. Tompkinson's all over that time as well. So, Tompkinson split them? How did he split them? They were so close.
They were very close there. He split the Team Parker boys for a 1-2. So he's like, no, let's stick a Power Max there, Lexus, in that scrap.
It looks like Rob is battling with Jake on this lap, so I don't know that Jake's going to find a way to get a faster lap unless Rob was just flying on this lap.
Nah, no improvement.
Nope, but Rob was flying. He was trying to go in.
They've got time to do yet another lap, actually. Schauder goes 7th. No, Piper takes 7th place. And their qualifying is done. McEwen goes 6th. Austin
he
goes
went better,
quicker.
but I don't think it moved him up.
I want to see Tompkinson here because it looks like there's a purple best here. Is he going to get the pole position? It's going to be very close, you know. Is it going to be? He does! Tompkinson gets the pole! By half a tenth. And that's going to upset the Team Parker party for sure.
I mean, that's flying. No slip. Faster than two teammates that are like slipping and pushing each other the whole way.
It's the power of the Lexus on the straightaway. That's what it has to be.
Other people are driving the Lexus. They didn't beat them.
Well, not quite as good
it's
as what Tompkinson's driving. Graham.
Oh, okay. He just moved back ahead of his teammate. Gotcha.
Yeah, Edwards just got a 2nd place. And what was the time difference between them? 22 thousandths of a second. Oh, this is going to be such a good second last race there because you got the 3 of the top 5 championships in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Oh, this is going to be so close there. So Tompkinson's down to 190.
Separated by 0.4. 0.04, I apologize, I forgot the 0.
0.04 of a second. So here we go, the last race of the night, round 15 of season 11. It's Tompkinson from Edwards, Graham, Hill, McEwen, Adams in 6th. That's a good effort. Piper, then Schauler in 8th, Thomas Walsh 9th, Alex Austin 10th, Connor Heron in 11th, Brian Ross, Sharp. We're missing someone. Where's Clements? We're missing Clements.
We just can't see him because I can't see him.
I think is he ghosted?
I mean, for his sake, hopefully he's getting points, but I can't see him. So
yeah, I can't see him too, but he must be ghosted, unfortunately. So here we go. And
it says he left the room on my screen.
Oh. Okay then. Right, so here we go then. Tompkinson leads the way. Jake Hill's now gone into 2nd place as they're going to fan out 3 or 4 wide. There's contact there with McEwen and Edwards.
There's also contact with Edwards and No, Graham and Jake into turn one. A lot of contact. There's just a lot of contact.
Oh, it's late at night, so, you know, the headlights are on. Oh, yeah, there, Clements did left the room. I didn't see that. My bad.
It's rough.
So, unfortunately, yeah.
Pain sometimes.
Yeah, the winner of race
Tompkinson's got enough first lap, good lap one in right there. He's broken the slip right here, right off the bat. So that wouldn't be a bad start. And his rivals got pinned behind Jake right off the bat, so that's also good for him.
So here we go then, complete the end of the first lap as the massive train of old cars that go single file.
1 through 11. 1 through 11 all slipping each other.
1 through 12 really, because you've got Brian Ross there 2 back. Yeah, Clements has now left the room because the race has started, so
yeah,
unfortunate.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? It's unfortunate, you know.
So then here we go then. Tompkinson leads the way, Jake Hill second, Ethan Graham in third, with Lewis Edwards fourth, McEwen in fifth, Schauler in sixth, Piper in seventh, who goes onto the gravel trap, which he did that in the first race. He might lose that spot though to Adams, which he does, so Adams has gained a spot because of Piper's mistake, and there's Thomas, his teammate, who's really been the team player with Piper in the BTC team. And he's going to go a little bit wide on the hairpin, and through on the inside goes Connor Head on Alex Austin. Oh, and now Thomas is going ahead of Piper. Now, is that in the books? That's interesting. Thomas ahead of Adam.
Yeah, I think it's definitely... I mean, it's just battle. I mean, teams go out the window. We're on the same tire. Like, it doesn't matter who's in front of who when you're a teammate, technically. And if your teammate makes a mistake, yeah, I mean, take the corner from him. It's not your job to make sure your teammate hits his apexes.
Oh, car's going off again at that left-hander there, hitting the gravel trap, but keeping it all nice and straight down now to the series of fast corners, the Harry Flatters S-Complex, well, it's state curves really. But it looks like Jake is starting to pull away from Graham and Edwards and McEwen and Schauler there too. And Adams at 7th place, and Thomas Walsh is down to 10th place, so he may have let Piper go back through again. But this must be quite tough then if you're the Team Parker, because even though they worked well in qualifying, they're both fighting for the championship. So what do you do? Is there any team orders in this?
I mean, I have a feeling, no, of course not. Like, no, absolutely not. No, there's no team orders when you're battling and fighting for position. Like, it's for position. It's like you can work your way together and stuff. The fact is you're still responsible to get your points. And if you're going to take a win and you're battling against Tompkinson, like, straight up, you need to get ahead of your teammate right now, which he did. And now you need to get ahead of Jake because you still need to get ahead of Tompkinson. So, like, sure, if I was ahead of Tompkinson and I've locked in my battle and you need to get by me to lock in your battle, that's one thing. But, like, no, I'm still working on my deal. All right, let me get by Tompkinson first.
Here comes Jake, makes a move to the inside. Beautiful pass on Tompkinson, but will he keep the lead? Or is the power of the Lexus going to go straight by? And it looks like he really is there, but...
In a straight line, these are going to be pretty similar.
He's killed him.
I think the Lexus will end up taking him, yeah, at the top of the hill, but... And I don't even know if their top speed... I'm trying to remember if their top speeds even are that different, or if it's just that the BMW gets such a good launch out of corners, but then the Lexus, once you start getting into like 3rd and 4th gear, just really starts to like catch back up on it.
Shoots off. But I mean, that was definitely a warning shot there that Jake has finally maybe figured out a move there, because that pass looked really good. Oh, here we go. He's going to do it through the fast series of corners here. Is he side by side through it then? Bit of racing room, showing a lot of respect between these two. But again, Tompkinson still holds off. Now he has a look again to the inside, but no, cuts him off. But then now that they're battling, it's now allowed the Team Parker Racing guys to catch up again. And again, we've now got a 6-car scrap for the lead. And Piper holding on for dear life, it would seem, but he's not really catching up on Schauler just ahead, although he is in the slipstream further back. I'm seeing there that Walsh has just gone by Austin. That is for 9th position. And there's Connor Head in 11th place. And there's Brian Ross in 12th place.
Back at him. And I'm pretty sure Austin just left. Did I see what I think I saw? Yeah, don't watch that replay. Just keep moving on. We don't need to mention what I just saw.
I'm going to see it. Because I missed it.
I don't know that he actually braked. I don't know that he even hit the brake for turn 1, it looked like. He went by really fast on my screen.
Oh, he just probably mistimed his braking. Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So, mistake there for Alex.
That's why I said don't show the replay, just move on. You have to go and show the replay.
But the fans need to watch it. Anyway, side by side now. Jake has the lead now. Pushes Tompkinson off into the grass.
Oh.
Yeah, and Edwards gave Tompkinson the room to get back on the track there. But here we go now. It's like a NASCAR NASCAR Daytona 500 double file going into the first corner. Who's going to lead it now? Three abreast, nearly going towards turn one. And Jake has got it now. New race leader.
Oh, it's a weird spot for Edwards to be.
Oh, Piper's down to 8th place. Sorry, carry on then.
Oh, it's just a weird place for Edwards to be because, like, you're not on the racing line coming out of every corner, but you have the apex somehow.
Oh, who's that?
No,
Tompkinson!
that is not good.
Tompkinson! Tompkinson's just went off!
That is huge for the standings. He was in a great position. That is going to fall way down the leaderboard.
He clipped the tie wall, didn't he? Let's have a look.
I mean...
Just understeered, clips the little tire bit that sticks out, yeah. Stuck out.
Realistically, he caught this spin fantastically for how hard he hit that wall to still be in the slip of this top 10 right now on the softs with people you have better pace than. So, I mean, talk about, like, he wants to win a championship. He's about to have the biggest recovery race of his life here because he's got 8 laps, basically, 9 laps to figure this out, and he needs to get by people in a hurry right now.
I think that is definitely music to Edwards' ears here because the other championship rivals that are fighting this are all behind him, so Christmas has definitely come early then with McEwen, although Graham is sitting behind him in 3rd place, but he's 26 points adrift of Edwards in this championship.
Not trying to catch his teammate and win right now. He's just trying to catch up on everybody ahead of him right now. This is a perfect position. Just follow your teammate, block, defend, work as a team to keep everybody behind both of you, and as long as you finish in some fashion of this, you both are gaining on everybody. So, like... it's not a bad spot to be, and Schauler is fast on these super softs. Here he is in 4th looking for a podium, and Liam just all over him needing to get by too because he's up there in that top 5-6 range as well. And Piper, who was leading last like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, is now on the 6th and really kind of looking to be hemorrhaging some points at this track.
Thomas then in 8th place, but is under some severe pressure from Tompkinson, who is now up at, he's already gained a spot up into 9th place now, goes Tompkinson after making that mistake a lap ago, but it's BMW 1, 2 and 3, and Schauler, I mean, he looked it so quick in the first race, getting 2nd place. Here he is sitting in 4th position and holding McEwen back there, but it just seems to me that Piper is really not catching up to the guys that are ahead.
I don't know in my luck if I said that he'd be catching him up by this lap, so we'll see. He's got the pace for sure. His fastest lap's a little bit off Jake's, but, you know, he definitely has the pace to do it. Does he think he just went faster? No.
No, we didn't, no.
And having no real pressure, I mean, he does have Adam starting to cut down on him, though, so never mind about that, but Tompkinson's already trying to get up into 8th.
That's 8th
so
place,
yeah. That move done. So, I mean, yeah, Piper needs to get going because Tompkinson is really going to close that gap down if he doesn't start to get this separated.
Tompkinson just set a 55.5. Tompkinson did a 55.5 the last lap compared to a 56.4 from Rob. Anyway, still, the top 3 have sort of spread it out a little bit, and Schauler's pulled a little bit away from McEwen as well, but it looks like Edwards is catching.
The biggest problem is that you've got slip on, slip on, slip on, slip. So the person I'm following, I can't make a move on because he's getting slipped from the person ahead of him, who's getting slip from the person ahead of him. So the first person to move out is just going to lose slip.
Big championship point there for Edwards, set the fastest lap of the race, and now Jake going defensive, going into the first turn. Lap 11 out of 16. Is he going for the cutback? No, Jake's far too experienced to do that. So can Jake... I remember these two were battling actually for the win in the historic car race when we had like the likes of like other proper racing drivers in this as well. So they're reuniting their battle here. That what happened, I think that was like one of my earlier commentating with the historic car racing around Le Mans. So here we go. I mean, Edwards actually beat Jake Hill that race. Can he do it again here tonight?
I mean, it would definitely help his points total. Get another position between him and Tompkinson and him and his teammate and him and Adams and just everybody. Piper.
Come back! Is he going for the overlap? No, Jake holds it off, but it's definitely a warning shot there now. Jake is now under a lot of pressure, and he's going to go hug the inside wall here. Oh, this is good stuff here. 5 laps to go, and again, Jake goes defensive. Edwards taking a racing line into its turn 1. So he's just literally there, and it's like a cigarette paper between the pair of them. They're not making contact or bumping into each other.
Oh, look, this is a dangerous corner to go on the inside of. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
we've
you
seen...
win if you get the inside, but like when we're talking like...
Oh, Jake's gone a little wide!
The whole world's going out there. Look, if one goes, everyone goes to mow the lawn. Oh, we got a little bit of a better angle. It's going to force some... Oh, and as it gets to keep the overlap.
Oh, wow, look at this. And Graham's going to go right around the outside and trying to do the cutback. Bumps into his teammate. That's fair game. But here we go. WSR 1, Team Parker 2, Team Parker 3, and now this is obviously a good thing for Graham and Edwards because they're teammates.
And now
again,
Schaller and Liam have also caught the slip of this group, so they're getting pulled into this battle as well with 4 laps to go.
Oh, Edwards sideways. Graham gets a great run off of turn 1, but couldn't get it there because there was a teammate just in front of him. Oh, and look at Jake really heavily blocking. Wow. I tell you what, Edwards wants this now. He wants this race.
I mean, this is anyone in the top 4, top 5. Yeah, Liam needs to really push this lap. He needs to not lose this slip right here because Schaller has caught the slip, and
Schauer's in. Yeah,
like,
and we know how quick that Lexus is. As Graham makes a look on the inside of his teammate. As Edwards sideways in the middle of the hairpin, but couldn't get the traction off it.
McEwen might barely be outside of the slip range, so he's going to lose gap here. Yeah.
Watch out for Schaller, though. You know, the power of the Lexus on the straightaway. He can just breeze by Graham. We've got 3 laps to go of this, and again, Jake defending. Go to the middle of the track, and Graham goes to the inside of Edwards. This will be a good thing to see. Yeah, he definitely is. So I think Edwards is going to lose 2 spots now.
Oh,
indeed he does. He's going to get second, baby. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, here we go. Now there's a little bit of a buffer now. Half a second.
McEwen catch back up. Now that they're battling this hard, McEwen's in the battle now.
Yeah, McEwen is definitely in it there. Piper, I think, is too far back because we're coming to go with get 2 laps to go. Edwards wants that 3rd place on Schaller. Not just yet, though. And again, now McEwen has got himself into this battle. 5-car battle for the lead with 2 laps to go.
I mean, how are they all still holding slip, battling this hard? Like, Jake is still getting slipped by Graham, who's being slipped by Schaller, like, all the way down this straight. Liam all the way down.
It's
Piper's
just
not too far back of it either. Oh, except he's getting passed by Rob.
He's just been passed by Rob, he has. And I'm surprised that Tompkinson has not really catched up to them two. So I think, is Tompkinson just going to hold on to 8th?
I mean, he needs battles to start happening to gain seconds. But if they're going to go that defensive, he'll gain 3-4 tenths a corner.
Oh, Adam's going a little wide. Oh, Thomas just hit the tyre wall. Sorry. Meanwhile, back then at the leaders, we've got 1 lap to go. Jake Hill still leads. Then Ethan Graham second. Rob Schaller in 3rd. The replacement driver doing such a tremendous job. He got 2nd in the first race. Didn't do too well. He made it here. He may have got 2nd place, and he has, because you know the power of the Lexus is going to just breeze by the BMW like he's not even there. 1 lap to go. Schaller get back into 2nd place. Liam wants that 4th place. Edwards not really trying to defend the 4th place, it would seem.
Interesting. Can Schaller catch up Jake here?
Oh,
that was
maybe.
Just like the reserve getting told,
it's
like,
getting
hey,
down.
We got a race starting right now. Can you join and him possibly win this race? But, I mean, regardless, what a drive from him as he's closing it out.
Yeah, he didn't qualify too well, but it is there in a hunt for the win. 6 tenths that is, and the gap is just slowly coming down now. He's definitely pulled away from Graham. Still Edwards under some severe pressure from McEwen further back. I just don't think it's going to be too much time, though, for Schaller. No.
Tries to get a different angle, but I don't think that's going to be enough to really do anything. So it looks like they're all kind of locked in.
Yeah, Jake's moving left and right because he knows he's got the race win in the bag. Jake Hill wins the last race there. Schauer's 2nd. Ethan Graham gets 3rd. Edwards just gets 4th on the line ahead of Liam McEwen. Rob Adams gets 5th. Piper 6th, and Tompkinson finishes in 8th place. Thomas Welsh in 9th. Sorry we didn't see these guys further back here, but Alex Austin gets a top 10. Brian Ross gets more championship points points in 11th position. And we wait here for Connor Hedden to come across the line in 12th place. 13th place will go to Ash Sharp, who was the only one on mediums. Here he comes, just making his way in towards the hairpin for the last time. Here he comes, and then one retirement was Chris Clements. But other than that, that was some intense racing up at the front there in that last race.
I mean, it's kind of what we expected. Everyone had similar pace, and now they were all on the same tire, so that was, pretty fantastic racing. But, I mean, Jake earned the win for sure, but, I mean, Schaller didn't make it come easy. If he would have just qualified a little bit higher, who knows how he would have finished. Like, he battled all through that entire race and got all the way through there, so... Yeah, I mean, fantastic race from the whole gang. It was a fantastic race to watch.
Right then, so I will quickly do the championship points then as we go in towards the last round. Also, Edwards gained a point for the fastest lap, so that is big for him. But there you go. What about the racing then? Altogether, it was a pretty fun night, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, definitely good racing. Track is, it's a lot. It's a kind of an interesting track, but once you get off the slip, it can get a little difficult. But yeah, I mean, all in all, fantastic racing, a lot of fun. Just what is to be expected. Honestly, I thought there would be more bumping and bruising than there was, so it was interesting how clean it was.
So. Yeah, I definitely thought it was.
Compared to kind of just what I thought the track was naturally going to lend. But, that being said, and there was a lot of people who caught their walls. So a lot of people did clip a wall, so I might be saying that, they're like, yeah, except the 3 times I hit a wall. But yeah, it was fantastic, man.
So I've done the points then for the top 5 unprovisionally, but as it stands then going into the final round of the championship at Brands Hatch, the GP circuit I think it is, Edwards holds a 20-point lead over Tompkinson in second. Edwards is on 216 to Tompkinson's 196. Piper in third on 188. Graham with that third place finish is now on 181, and Rob Adams is on 180. So you've got 36 points then separating the top 5 as we go into the last round at Brands Hatch. And it's definitely going to be a track that the Lexus is not going to be good at. So Tompkinson and Piper have got to drive the races of their lives if they could be in the hunt for the championship.
Going to be good there?
It's just there's not a lot of straight lines there, isn't there? It's too many corners.
Yeah, but that's not the Lexus' only strength. I think the Lexus will do pretty good there, but we'll have to see how it turns out. I think you might be surprised. I think the Lexus will do pretty good through some of those corners, especially the first one.
If you think back to when they raced the Indy circuit, the Beamers, the Lexuses really did struggle around there, so we'll see. I mean, the GP circuit, we'll see, as you say. But yeah, that is it for the Btcc blueprints from STDash Designs. The penultimate round at the Sardegna. That was some good fun racing tonight. I certainly enjoyed it.
Absolutely, absolute blast. Thanks, man.
And fantastic. Yeah, I've been Sean, and
I'm Jerry. Thanks, guys.
And I'll see you again for the finale at Brands Hatch. Yeah, take care, everyone.